All right, so y'all tell me if I'm tripping. So I went on a date with this boy that I met a few weeks ago. We had been talking for at least 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. And the day of the date comes, so I'm excited about the date or whatever. And I'm getting ready to leave my house. So he texts me, he drops the location of the restaurant, which is like a Mexican restaurant because we decided on Mexican food. So I get to the location. There's nobody in the parking lot. It looks like a empty, abandoned food truck. And I Google it, and the restaurant is no longer open to the public. It's closed. Like, the business is closed, permanently closed. So now I'm pissed off, and the hairs on the back of my neck standing up because my whole body is getting hot because I'm aggravated now because I done left my house, and you didn't even take the time to do enough research to find out whether this restaurant is even open or not today for me to even drive all the way there. So I text him. I'm like, did you not know that this restaurant was closed? Like, did you not do your research? Like, I'm not understanding. He talking about something, say you swear. So now I'm aggravated because, like, you're pissing me off. I'm finna go back home because I don't have time for this. I literally, like, got dressed after I got off work. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I've been working all day. And you don't have your shit together, and you didn't even take the time to make sure that you plant this appropriately. So now I'm pissed off. So he was like, don't worry. I got another place that we can go to. So he sends me this new location, which is, like, not even 10 minutes from my house. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to drive there. And he better hope when I pull up to this restaurant that it's open, or it's going to be 2 sad days. So I get to the restaurant. He asked me where I was at. I said, I'm pulling in now. He's like, come park next to me. Aggravated number one. Because why do you want me to park next to you? I'm not understanding. We're not in high school. So I was like, can you get out your car so I can see where you are? Because I don't see you or whatever. He was like, so you're not going to park next to me? I'm ignoring that question because we're not children, sir. I'm not finna park next to you. Like, please. So I end up getting out the car. He ends up getting out the car, but he ends up calling me. He calls me. He was like, is everything okay? You sound aggravated and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, I took a deep breath in, took a deep breath out. And I already immediately knew when I seen him walking up that I was not going to talk to him no more. But I just had to see it through. Okay, so y'all, we're going on a date to a Mexican restaurant, right? So my outfit, I don't know if I didn't take no pictures the other day, but I had on a cute little classy outfit. I had on platforms. Like, I was cute. I made sure I was presentable. My hair was done. You know, I did my eyebrows, did my lashes. I was cute for the first date. This nigga had on a wife beater with his chest hair out. And he had on coochie cutters. And I'm not exaggerating when I say he had on coochie cutters. I mean, he had exactly that. They were tight and they were short. It looked like he was going to Pilates or he was going to a yoga class. So I immediately questioned him, and I'm like, why did you choose to put that on? He was like, because I wanted to. So now the only thing I can think in my mind is that you didn't care enough to even make sure that you look presentable. You didn't smell like cologne or a fresh bath or fresh soap. You smelled like wet quarters and duck sauce and earring backs. Like, you didn't even try to make sure that you smelled nice. You didn't try to make sure that you looked the part. Like, you could have at least put on some jeans and a polo or a t-shirt. I would have been okay with a t-shirt. But you getting out the car with a wife beater, coochie cutters on, crew socks, and athletic shoes like you're finna go to a Pilates class is crazy work. I'm confused because I'm trying to figure out where we're going. We're literally going into a public place with all these people in here, and you got on literally little to no clothes. You might as well just walk in there with no clothes on at this point, because literally that's what you have on. No clothes. So I'm embarrassed to even have to walk in a restaurant with him because he looks crazy. Like, as a unit, we just look off. Together, walking in the restaurant, we just look off. We look crazy as hell. So y'all let me know if I'm tripping for blocking him and cut him off.
When I was a teenager, I lived in Eugene, Oregon, and I was standing outside my parents' house and I was with my friend at the time, and this car came up, and the car was an older car, definitely kind of beat up, and it was white. I don't remember what kind of car it was, but it came up to the front of my house and just kind of pulled up next to where I was on the curb, and I was standing back a little bit. My dad had a Jeep, and I was leaning up against the Jeep in my driveway. There were 3 guys in this car. So they pulled up to me and my friend, and they had a envelope in their hand, and they're like, do you rent or do you own this house? And I looked really confused, and I said, I'm not sure, my parents rent. And he's like, well, do you have homeowner's insurance? And or renter's insurance? And I said, I wouldn't know that answer. And he's like, well, is your mom or dad home? And my parents were home, but they were sleeping. My parents are elderly. They used to nap a lot. And I was like, yeah, but they're asleep right now, which don't do that. And the guys started talking extremely quiet. So then he started saying something and his voice just lowered and he was like, and I couldn't hear him. And so I was like, what? And I walked closer to him and he said it again. He repeated what he had said, but he said it even quieter. And I'm like, I can't hear you. I'm struggling to hear you. And I got even closer. And when I did that, he grabbed me by my hair and he started to pull me into the car. And I froze. I didn't do any of the things that I had been told to do if something was to ever happen to me. I completely panicked. If it wasn't for my best friend at the time saving my life, I wouldn't be here today. I feel she grabbed me, and this girl's tiny but mighty. She grabbed me by the arm and just ripped me out of this guy's hands. She ripped me so hard that a huge chunk of my hair came out. And they freaked out and just drove off, but then they started to make a U-turn. Well, my parents were asleep. I didn't have a key to get in the house, so me and my friend went behind the Jeep, and we were going to try to jump the fence to get behind into my backyard, but of course neither of us could, so we just hid right by the tires, hoping that they wouldn't see that we were there. They drove by. Where are they? Where are they? We could hear them scream. I even heard him say, get her, and they didn't see us. And so then they made another loop, drove by again, didn't see us, and then they drove off. And so I've always had this fear. I did nothing about it. It was so dumb. I regret it so much now. I didn't report it to the police, and I regret that so much now because, like, they could have hurt someone else. I did end up telling the police many years later about it, but, I mean, it had been so long, there was nothing they could do about it, and I just kind of kept it to myself, and I regret that now. I was very young at the time, and as an adult now, it's not something I would keep quiet, because I know how important it is to share, you know, if this had just happened to me, to save a life.
My boyfriend said that I was embarrassing him while giving birth to our baby. I am 20 and my boyfriend is also 20 years old. Me and my boyfriend have been in a relationship for about a year now, and we just had a baby boy last week. I had a natural birth and my boyfriend was there throughout the whole process. I screamed a lot during birth. Every single time that I screamed, my boyfriend would whisper in my ear, "Can you please stop screaming so loud? You're really embarrassing me." I also threw up a couple times, and when I did, I saw him covering his face like in shame, like, ugh, disappointed. When I held the midwife's hand for comfort, he whispered to me, "Can you let go of her? Stop being so embarrassing." And he also said that my birthing position was embarrassing and called me a few vulgar names. Like, literally, what's going on? I'm honestly so upset with his behavior from that day because that's like when I needed his support the most. And the craziest part is, anytime I ever bring up or try to talk to him about it, he completely denies that he said anything, and he said that I'm just being silly. I spoke to my mom about it, but she's like super traditional type, and she said that I should try couples therapy first. But I just really don't think that my boyfriend is going to want to go to counseling at all. I don't think he's going to listen to my suggestions. So where do I go from here?